Slouches on at Ivers. The reason we were so excited about the map ball heading into this one between both of these teams. We're seeing an interesting beginning. Already, it looks like it's gearing up for a lot of aggression out towards the middle of the map.
It looks like we've got a set pistol round coming out here, especially from KC. Anytime you see the Killjoy player on defense not buying utility and just going straight for the Sheriff, you're expecting something a bit pacey. KC trying to take tempo right at the beginning of this round. Walking up with the paranoia prepped, trying to take the fight to SEN.
Horns. No signs of life, John.
Whoa, the timing there.
Yeah.
If that had been a tad earlier, KC probably would have stayed to try to take the fight. But now they're anticipating that John's calling a reaction. And they've read it correctly. The desk was talking a lot about mobility, Brendan. I feel like that's going to be key on both of these attack sides. I think with mobility comes confidence. You have to be confident to be able to make that play. Trust the call, take the swing. And so far, that's been one big area where SEN are looking better.
It's been missing a little bit for Carmine Core. Maybe a symptom of, as we already mentioned, a new guard versus the old guard. Sentinels have got some experienced players. So do Carmine Core, don't get me wrong. Magnum himself was shut down his hopes and dreams in the Reykjavik 2021 Grand Finals by TenZ himself. So now we see it, a bit of an explosion. The pivot here over towards B. Open sight line at rate. Ooh, chunk load of damage. Has to back away and respect the nade now.
And that's their star player.
Spike planted.
There's no heals online as well. No chances there for him to get top back up. Contact called by Carmine Core right behind them. That's 3 players looking to set their sights on the link. Distraction plays with the Prowler. Peeking. Sassy is out wide. Probably too much in terms of the connection. Zakan taking the time here to reposition up towards heaven. What a call made. Still nearsighted, blinded up, but narrate. He will fall. That prior damage done. Clearing him out into the site. It's getting dangerous. It's getting dicey. A little bit all over the place here. Damage just wandering right into him. Zelsis definitely doing it here with the players tickling down a wide face of Zelsis. There's no time left whatsoever for Carmine Core. The struggles here, the opening.
And again, look at how mobile Sentinels are in these post-plant situations. They got into an uncomfortable spot, and immediately Zekan calls to push heaven. TenZ smokes it. It's a weird smoke, one that they can dominate, not your standard smoke. They get inside of it very quickly and set up the duo that dominated on split to be able to win the post-plant and secure a pistol. So neutralizing that early round aggression, playing a dynamic post-plant that looked superb. You can only go for those plays if you're feeling really confident and very in sync with your teammates. I think that's been a clear difference today for SEN, and one to keep an eye on. I don't actually think that Martin can swing through this gap between the turret and the wall.
He can jump it.
Can he squeeze his little legs through?
Yeah, he's through. He's past it, but
and he's dead.
Is watching. Yeah, very aware of it. Now the door opens wide, so this is SEN's protocol to clear through C. Oh my, okay, could have got dangerous. It's all good though. Nade. Tom is out wide. Take your pick. Do you die to the nade or do you die to us? And now just Shin left standing. I feel like I've been saying that quite a bit, but it is the eco round and early days yet for Loaders. Still 2 in a row now for SEN. They got the expected one with 4 players surviving.
We're expecting this to be a pretty attack-sided map.
Get a drop?
Sentinels versus Heretics, that's exactly what we saw. Right, Heretics got up to a really big lead. I think it was an 8-4 half, something like that. And SEN were able to bring it back. Incredible attack sides, and both of these teams have been good in that situation.
Stay focused.
So it's not over for KC if they can't build some momentum here in the first half, but it is going to be very difficult for morale for the way that they approach the map, for their confidence.
Pushing through with a Prowler. Next wave of util here. Paranoia and a satchel. Only grants some access to B main. The rest of the map not really being played. In fact, Carmine Core are ones that have taken a few liberties out towards A rubble. John hoping to spot it out with the jump spots, but there's a lot to account for. They hit the jump spot. Yeah. Wow. John not even really aware of the fact that they could have walked all the way back up there. So first kill. No direction. Similar scenes for Sentinels here, just to try and clear through the front section of C Mound.
Look how deep TenZ is.
I mean, he's going walkabouts.
He could win this round for them despite being down 4v5.
Behind them, they don't seem to be aware of this at all.
Not even slightly.
There's been a gap in the defensive protocols, a need to force these players out wide. The damage being done to them. The rate looking to the side. TP.
He missed the teleport.
Missed the TP. Shin! He catches him. Judge in the face. Second. It's a trade by every part of the definition. Prowler, forwards, jumping. Damage. The shot's going wide. Second. There's no way he's getting away with that.
I love the attempt, though. I really respect it. It felt like there was serious danger in that round. The timing that Tens found was extraordinary, and I think possibly one of the reasons why John got a misread on what was the defensive setup looked like and just ended up dying. That's the unfortunate play, though. Two of the players both got seized there towards the back of the site. Shin and Narrate, and Tens, he just missed it. You can see the frustration there. I mean, he was absolutely dominant map one, so he expects to be able to win those.
Always back up on either side. This time Karmine Corp more keen to fight overseas, man. Look at it setting up with the paranoia and a few players.
Trying to deny the ult orbs on both sides of the map.
Good plan, but well, Magnum's just out wide like that. There's no return of fire from Thomas. He can't take the fight and stand his ground, not with the Odin.
Oh, he's going to try and get in behind the showstopper engage here, instead of being a vulnerable victim on site.
Could be the danger zone still. Showstopper, Tomsey can't hit it. Spraying through near sighted with the Prowler. Second Forcer just fired a rocket blindly. But two players down now for Karmine Corp. Do you really still choose to take this one, or do you choose to take the save? They're looking, hoping for a bit more. That's an odd one. Bouncing off the tile or something, but the orb still does the job. Cuts off that one sight line, and now it has to be the call, surely.
I think you got to save here.
Yeah, you have to. They look like they're still sticking around though. They want to make a go of it.
The economy on Shin and Thomasy is just not good enough to be able to go for this one, I don't think.
No. Now they're backing away.
And that's a huge win for Sen here. Sen, by the way, getting into their very standard post-plant setups where they have Zekken up top. So they often tuck somebody in towards the box. They have a one-way smoke as well. And you can see here, that really is the crucial duel when Sassy is able to get that pick onto Tomashi.
Oh yeah.
That's the real one that matters.
It's astounding as well. I mean, the consistency with Zekken frying just builds up these ults like it's nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you could see that the clear game plan there from KC was, we're going to fight over ult orbs on both sides of the map. So they had a triple player over towards C, fighting very heavy for mount control, because that's where they expect Sen to start the round. And then they had a crossfire setup, but it just ended up with Magnum kind of wandering around in the open. He missed the timing, didn't tuck, couldn't play the cross with Tomashi properly. Ended up giving away his life a little too freely. And Zekken has started this map, much as he started the other one, dominating.
Just rolling. No fight to contest over the A rubble control. Sentinel's happy to concede it. So Karmine Corp going to just place Shin into that forward angle. He's going to be getting a lot of mid-round information for his team. Lots of juicy tidbits that Magnum could use for some potential calls.
These are the situations on defense where it's so difficult to get a read on where the attacking team is going to end, especially if they have a really competent IGL like John Cutie. So this is going to be a lineup to try to clear out Shin if he was playing behind rubble or on top of it. But Shin is playing that jump spot angle a little further forwards. So he's not really going to get caught by this.
Might even get value.
I mean, he's in a very exposed spot.
Really pressing forwards, now has to respect it. I mean, he was just trying to get ahead of the wall. So they couldn't lurk out, but now backing away. A few stray shots.
And this is where KC start to lack information. 45 seconds. They know that Sen might be pressuring A, but are they really there? Is it a fake commitment?
Crossfire. Not even quite. I mean, Martin's just trying to play, weaving in and out of this wall, see if he can get that time with the door.
It looks like a fake. I mean, Martin's seen that there's nobody really pushing off the back of this.
Yeah, it's not really going to be calling as well for the rotations here. Paranoia forwards. Martin can't do the same moves as Zekken was doing, not in that last map. Can't get out of it with the satchels.
Is this going to end B? Straight into Shin!
Shin! Could have been a difference maker, might still be. With only 12 seconds left, they've really just got to get a move on into the site B. Plant, Magnum, forwards, pressing forwards. The players, they're dropping all over the place. The time pressure maybe just getting to them, nerves getting frantic for Karmine Corp.
Those are the kind of confidence moments that I'm talking about, where it feels like Sen are very strong in those kind of spots. You see Zekken or Tens in a situation like that, they're taking the swing, they're taking the fight. Feels a little more tentative from KC, and they're getting caught out. A half clearance by Magnum. And it does look like that at the moment. You see Sen are fired up. They believe that they have had the most difficult run. I mean, their run through kickoff, through the play-ins, their run here, fighting against Heretics, then fighting against Carmine Corp. Two big, heavy hitters coming out from EMEA.
You got to think as well, I mean, you got two of those teams in the EMEA. It's only EMEA and Americas who are winning the titles.
Yep.
Two of the potential strongest teams at this event they've had to go up against early.
And Kaplan clearly not happy in the interview at the arrival at having to be last out, first in, and not having that prep time.
I saw him at breakfast. I don't think he got sleep.
No, I mean, he's come in here, and I feel like the whole team has just got an aggression about them.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, they're fired up. There's a certain rage about it with the way that they're carrying themselves in this one. They are determined. Doesn't matter how many obstacles you throw up in their face. Doesn't matter if you give them the #1 seed, the #2 seed of EMEA. They don't care. They're on a warpath right now, and their goal is the playoffs.
I remember, this map tends to be attack-sided, so they need to be stacking up as many rounds as they possibly can. Carmine Corp are no slouches. Assuming that KC don't get mentally boomed here, they will still probably put up a good attack side themselves. So you can't let off the gas.
What is this cooking? Okay. Fast play, paranoia.
But Sen don't bite. They don't go for an aggressive reaction somewhere else around the map. They're playing it slowly. So many players from Sentinels are close to these ults coming online as well. The lockdown's one away, the pit too.
Kills or orbs, grand them in. Of course, back end of the timeout, holding on to Mount. Paranoia only clearing the one side, nade as well. Through, there's a couple of kills collected on either side, yet it's still Sentinels out on top of that one, whether the weaponry or otherwise, but they've got the protocols, they've got the aim, sharp as anything.
The two players that were dominating the duels on Split, Tens and Zekken, just continue. Anytime you see them in a duel, obviously here it's against the Sheriff, but it just has tracked all series long. You see them taking a fight, you expect them to win it. The way they're swinging it, you know they expect to win it too.
Yeah.
It's been monstrous.
There's none of that swinging into crouch spray, uncertainty with your aim, with your own abilities. It's just decisiveness.
It's all been there.
Yeah. But they expect to be winning every single fight. And look at it swarming the last two remnants here of Carmine Corp, 5-1. And I know we've already mentioned, listen, it's an attack side of map. Everything points towards it so far. All the data, doesn't matter what changes they made on Lotus, it still points into that direction. There are still chances, as much as that feels right now like there's nothing really going for Carmine Corp. The question is just how many rounds do they really need to get online on the defensive side?
Quite. We don't know that, right? Sen didn't look like they put together too much defense on the last time that we saw them play Lotus, but their players were still good enough in the game against Heretics to give them rounds every now and then, which was more than you saw on the other side. They're a very dangerous team. Even if they're getting outplayed in the macro, or even if the map doesn't lend itself to you know, one side or the other, they're still going to find those win conditions. And here, you have huge ults up for both teams. KC, eco swing round. They have to invest all of their ults to try to win this one.
He's happy to play close here because he's got the showstopper. There it is.
Beef on the movement?
Acknowledge, yeah, beef on the movement. Massive one, in fact. He sees Tethered to the spot, rooted down. Won't be getting value with that. In fact, the second one to take a refight into this.
That's wild. That is wild.
The nade, unfortunate.
And I said beef on the movement, but I think Zekken threw a blast pack to disrupt that, and the Seas came through afterwards as well.
A little bit unlucky towards the end there. I think that nade was meant to be tucked into the corner.
But I mean, amazing reaction instantly from Sen to stop that from finding any value. And they've neutralized the threat again, slowed the round down, denied information for KC, and now they can go wherever they like.
9-4 through the site, that's one trigger onto it. So they're going to know that at least there's one player there. That's Thomasy! Time to shine, son. Time to step all the way up, and he certainly has done so. Still in control of Tree. Here's the pivot being called. Door broken, Haunt forwards, rotations abound. Breaking it through now with the paranoia to really set that one up. Shin giving them this space. Lockdown, going to be committed. Goes towards it with 15 seconds to spare. Is there any attempt by Carmine Corp? Do they want to be aggressive into it? Looks like they're going to give them that space, and now planning for a retake of their own.
This pit could allow, yeah, John Cudie's going to commit pit here, and this can allow them to get back into the site and help them flood.
Lockdown.
Stop the lockdown from really finding too much value.
We'll see. Even Tense as well, holding the TP as well, making sure they can get straight back into the fight. He's forwards, into the corner, barely expecting it, but it's traded almost rapidly on the approach. A counter pit, online, layers it forwards, and Common Core, they've got the players, they've got the bodies, they just need to win, and they're going to get it. The round going their way, finally. Feels like it's been a bloody long time at that, but that second one is on the board for them. And they took a lot, don't get me wrong. A lot of ultimates had to be expended.
Yeah. SEN made it extremely expensive, and I think that's the silver lining to KC winning the round there if you're looking at it from the perspective of Sentinels. But a lot of ults being drained on both sides. This play, though, it just wins the round.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They're hoping that Tomashi is going to be passive in this situation, is going to respect the Nightfall, worried about being pushed from one angle. No, he holds his ground, steps up when his team needs him, and puts one on the board.
We'll see more of that. Show me a bit more fire, Common Core, come on. Satchels through for second. It's faster than double satchels, both being used to punish potentially. All from Tenzi's just taken out.
Completely punished.
One bullet to the dome is all it takes. And yeah, that's the punishment of stick in that one. I suppose he thought it was clear. Door opened up, rotating now, calling. Pivot, getting a move on, out towards the seaside. Now it is entirely open. Util still going to be used to clear it. There was a Seize and a Nana Swarm. It's going to be completely given up, in fact.
Now the question is, what kind of post-plant aggression do we see here from SEN? I felt like on Split, their post-plant aggression was timed well. They played together. A little more sloppy for KC. Here, we see John with a bit of a timing.
Bit of a timer, but he might just miss it here. There's a Nightfall as well. Boombot forwards, Nightfall. Now the sound cue is going to be missing from a few of these players. Elsis is in a one-and-done position. Blinded, Satchels, Martin, barely grappling onto that one. A Satchel forwards just in case, cuts it up. And now everybody playing from Mount. A backwards position, but smoked off. Immaculate stuff from Shin. Almost going down to the spray. Down here. Damage done, but the bullets flying through. And true for Carmine Core. Narrate, able to stick this half. 1v2, 1v2, not sticking it out wide. And the patience played by Carmine Core will get the job done.
That's more like it. That's what you got to see from KC when they were playing in EMEA. Coordinated on the retake. I was worried just for a moment when they lost track of where the final player was and one went to check Waterfall, the other Mound. But they got the play there, the punish onto Tens, through a Snakebite Nanoswarm to stop the rest of the team coming in, isolate Tens, get the swing and punish. Very nice from KC, and they follow up. 2 rounds back-to-back now puts KC in a much better position. And the ults still nowhere near for Sentinels after that huge explosive round in round 7, where both teams utilized the entire war chest.
Follow up from the Prowlers, just a handshake there, front section of B. No real aggressive map control other than Shin. He's holding close to Mount, refreshing the one way. He's going to be able to TP out of dodge if there is any danger.
Now you can see pings here though. They're getting ready to put pressure B and actually crush this C setup. Shin has got to be so worried about this.
That's why he's holding it, paranoia, but still, it's going to be coming from multiple angles, and yeah, does have the TP forwards. What a call!
That's
Martin
confident.
just swinging right through. Narrate follows it up, and listen, there's no one else watching for it. That was the danger there if he ended up losing that fight, but they don't. It's exactly right, Josh, what you were calling for. That confidence is back, and it's boundless right now for Carmine Core.
Opportunism, looking to take the timings, even if they're not playing together. KC find themselves in another 5v3, very similar to round 7.
Easy as it goes, forwards, past it, Tens. Tethered to the floor, can't see his Elsis just to watch his teammates back. He can be trusted with that at least, but will fall. Spike, dropped out in the open. 2v4, make it a 1v4. John, no chance whatsoever here. He's on the opposite side of the map. With only 20 seconds left, will be the save.
Yeah, KZ finding that mid-round aggression. Sure, the previous was taken with that punish onto Tens, but they found themselves the player advantage situations so many times in the last 3 rounds. That's one of the biggest reasons why they're able to actually win them. They're able to find a double kill that comes out from Tomashi, then they get the punish onto Tens, and in this round, it was such a nice audible called by Martin there and Narrate, deciding to take the swing through, using Shin almost as bait over towards C. It's pre-planned or called on the fly. Shin was completely alone on C. I mean, this team is big brain enough that they might have set that up as a bit of a fake there, like, oh, look, we're playing Mound, come and punish us. Either way, Lovely setup by KC. And you were asking a question earlier, Brent, as we go into this Sentinels timeout. How many rounds does KC need on their defense side? Because this is generally an attack-sided map. And I think now that they've got 4, you're feeling relatively comfortable, even if Sen take all the rest.
At minimum.
A4 half, you can definitely come back from that on Lotus.
You come over there.
You need things to go right for you, obviously. You need, you know, either a pistol or to start rolling with the rifle rounds and get the ults online. It's not a given, but there is actually reason to celebrate for the KC fans right now.
I'm not even watching a game. I mean, obviously there's not a game going on right now, but they're all facing away from the screens. I respect it, man.
They don't need to look.
They are the loudest ones in the building, and they are taking up probably 1/8, maybe that.
Yeah, the loudest per capita, but there's a lot of Sen fans here too.
There are.
Yeah, I mean, I like that the desk threw the KC versus Sentinels on the English broadcast, by the way. Just ruining the KC fans.
Yeah, what do you expect?
Oh, only 15% of you think KC is going to win. That's funny.
Do that Caminos chat, see what happens. See what happens. Telling you, probably 100%, but...
Zekken now has a judge. Does this mean we're getting into something a little more pacey?
He's got prowess with that double satchel plays, can really take the space quite rapidly. This time, again, a lot of players at Carmen Court grouped up behind Mound, looking to try and fight this one eager, in fact.
That one Prowler makes them think that it's going to be the split push again.
Open the door. They're trying to get proactive just in case to punish those players.
Yeah.
Nice idea as well. Shin using his second smoke, but here we go. Follow-up fight. Now he doesn't have a smoke for the one-way here. Paranoia is excellent. They're all grouped up right towards the back TP on top.
That's amazing.
This man is terrifying.
What an angle to find.
All the way forwards, judge in hand, Shin. It's away with it. Still, reinforcements arriving. Narrate can't withstand it though, the pressure. It's too much, it's immense. This man is a thing of nightmares.
The mobility, the confidence, both working in tandem. He's on for the ace.
Give the people what they want. One left standing, the counterpart on the Omen. He knows Shin is around, he knows Shin is lurking.
Shin just tucking to spoil the clip. Ten and 4, what a demon. You saw that the counter paranoia there thrown from Shin pushed back the rest of Sentinels. Nobody else was able to get the punish in that kind of way.
Target destroyed.
But then when Tens teleports up top, he's not been caught by it. Everybody else is blind. It is shooting fish in a barrel. And it really is terrifying what Tens is able to do on Omen. It's fit him like a glove, this new role.
Oh, yeah. That's how you know he's different from 2021. Not just the agents being played, man, but he didn't play for the clip. Didn't hunt down Shin. Very true. Keep the rifle going.
Now in that round, there was still a little bit of danger, right? I mean, Shin got the pick onto Tens. If Narrate had been able to punish Tens too... Oh, sorry. Shin got the pick onto Zekken. If Narrate had been able to punish Tens, maybe KC could have come out with something.
2 more rounds. Cacophony is building here in the Madrid arena.
A Sen fight for rubble control, something they have not been doing very much of. Zelsis quite far away. His lockdown could be a large entry piece of utility, but they could also save it for post, as Zekken now had Showstopper online too. Narrate with a swing.
See what he ended up using. Bots?
Now, that is going to tell Zekken there's a player that... Decided not to use the ult though, just taking space on site.
There's a chance of it. Everyone setting up from Carmen Core side. Backwards, spots ahead, vulnerable.
You should run.
Look how nicely though they've saved all of this utility for the post plant here. Sure, the spike isn't down just yet, but they're anticipating the fact that KC are going to be playing retake because of the ults, and the threat is more dangerous than the action.
Fine time off the clock. Second, here's it. Footsteps. Satchel. Oh, no way, Magnum. Nasty shot, nasty business. Here, Tens will fall.
Perfect.
Magnum through the back now, and a site control gained here, close to the corner. Shin, instantaneous with the trade, sticking now. Thomasy onto it, but destroyed. Spam through the smoke. 2 players caught. Surely that's the fuser now. Another tap from Magnum, but it's just him. 1v1. Him versus Zelsis. Sticking, have on it, all the way through the defuse. Zelsis puts him to bed.
Little bit of danger again there as KC started to get that retake working. Really lovely the follow-up on the paranoia and Martin's entry through, but SEN stay solid. So many of these post plants are set up with 2 layers from Sentinels. A few players playing further forward to draw out all of that utility, and then a few players further back playing the spam game. You know, that we see the same thing when it's planted over towards C. You have 10s in a more advanced position on top of the box, a few players playing out towards Mount.
Yep.
It works all across their map pool, and we're straight back into things. No early fight over towards Rubble, though. KC dominate that area early on, open the door, and that is going to tell John right at the beginning that it was heavy Rubble control.
But they didn't use a nade. There was no signs of life from Martin, so they might think it's only 2. Expecting perhaps to call that pivot here on either side. So you can see it, the territory being slowly gained.
Sassy taps the orb. Once the rest of his team's got ready, that's Nightfall online.
Here it is. Through with a Nightfall, Prowlers. Reaching the targets, a few of them are broken in time here. No potential for the retake. Still that danger with a showstopper in the back pocket, no way!
That's just spam.
The rate finding it onto 10s. Beautiful first kill for them, and this is going from bad to worse really for Sentinels here. They still can't get a safe plant down. Util flying through along with the rocket. Martin, unfortunate really not to get that one. Satchel through into the back, pushing his teammates right into forwards. Magnum is there, collapsing, colliding, spraying them all through. John QT's got so much to deal with here. No more bullets.
Unbelievable.
Right click, but everyone's there to collect it out. And so a 7-5 half. Carmine Corp, a sneaking suspicion that they're going to be happy with it.
Very happy. That's an extremely solid defense side, powered by those retakes. I mean, don't let the technicality fool you. They flooded back in there using their same retake setups, and the timing for Magnum to swing around the side when the rest are putting pressure up on top, it all worked really well.
Signs of life from Carmine Corp. Really excellent stuff on their retakes all around here. Still a steady lead for Sentinels, a steady lead, I should say. Let's send it down to the floor with an interview with some special guests.
Down on the floor, and I'm joined by Mama Zekin and Mama Tens. Give it up for the parents. Los Madres. Mama Zekin, we saw you in Americas cheering on your son. Now you're here in Madrid cheering on your son. How does it feel to be able to travel the world and support your son as he pursues his dream?
I feel like I'm the happiest mom in the world. Woo!
Amen to that, sister. I love that. And Mama Tens, I found out this is the first time that you've ever watched your son play on stage. How has the experience been? All the fans here in this building.
It's been amazing, incredible. It's a dream come true. I met so many amazing fans of his. I'm gonna cry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Guys, give it up. Give it up. It's a beautiful thing for sure. Have you been enjoying Madrid?
Yes, it's beautiful here. First time to Europe.
First time to Europe. First time to Europe, everybody. Wow. All right. Mama Zekin, how has the Madrid experience been for you as well?
Mi amor en Madrid. Woo!
I mean, she's the best hype man in the biz right here, baby. Let's just send it back to the cast and get this party rolling. Give it up one more time, guys.
Oh my. That is one hell of a way to get the crowd on your side.
Do we need to pick her up for the broadcast?
Yeah, a bit of crowd work.
Yeah.
Oh my,
Keep
that
Golden
is
Boy off.
excellent.
I
That
want to
is-
see grand finals. Mama Zekin out there hyping up the crowd, because I mean I'm loving the hype though, because this match is delivering so far.
Oh, yeah.
We got to see excellence from Sentinels when it came to split. It was close in the first half, and then they pulled away. And I think KC may have done enough here to feel confident going into the second half of Lotus. Doesn't mean they're going to win. Doesn't mean they're even favored. But when you look at what's on the board, 5 rounds on defense, normally KC very good on attack. You've got to be feeling good.
Definite chances. Stay in the series. They have a chance of things here, but players are grouped up and they're meeting side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Prowler will it afford anything? Right into the face. There's a satchel. Martin, not even with a shorty, but he will go down, and Anna Swarm's tearing him to shreds.
And KC decide not to commit off the back of that. Certainly Sentinels getting surprised by how deep KC got before the trap play was punished. But there are a lot of players still here on the C site.
That noise re-hit, the danger is still here. Like you said, players anchoring into the seaside. Zekken holding into the corner. What a peek. It's a Karmine Corp classic, and it just got it. Working themselves. Dodging and weaving out of the woodwork is what it feels like.
Really nice. All of that fundamental prowess that we saw from KC being demonstrated here. Certainly warming up into the tournament. Starting to showcase the strengths of what made them a team to be feared. This pistol round was a great call coming out from Magnum. As long as they can secure things, and John Cuties denied the miracle, they'll be feeling, again, really good about their chances.
Doesn't have the tools for it. I mean, a lot of players, weak narrate, chooses to put an end to it. So pistol round should, you know, as long as things go correctly, end up being that 7-7 equalization.
Yeah, and that's Magnum that actually gets the kill there, but there's so many little set plays that we saw from KC when they were playing in EMEA, things like that. Doubling up and setting up, you know, maybe a high-low setup or a jump peek, and the second player swings in. Now we see Magnum picking up the Outlaw, actually. Nobody on SEN buying armor, of course. Not going for that force buy.
Few pieces of util.
And how many times have we seen this in the series? No real possibility for the team that lost the pistol to do anything because both teams just kind of rotate around each other. Yeah. I feel like every time a team's won the pistol, we've seen this in this series so far. Dodging that variance.
Roaming around the map like a pack of wild animals. Free sight for Karmine Corp. Plan of a mound control.
Yeah, and a great plan. And now, once you get the plant down this easily, you have the mental bandwidth to start thinking about how do we optimize our ults. Right, so do we want to try to load them into narrate because he's already halfway? Do we want to try to prioritize Martin, perhaps? These kind of things you can really start to ponder. But there is still pressure here onto Tomashi.
In fact, SEN are committing utility into this. Things they really did purchase and buy. They've squeezed the players out towards mound. Time ticking away, running short. Clearance called by Karmine Corp. So right through the back there, and Sentinels realize that there's really no chances of this. They're making another call now, moving their way forwards.
And I think just looking to try to die to Spike here. But Sassy is going to take a little bit of a time in.
Players are caught out in the open. They're going to be able to die to the Spike. Yep, yeah. Okay.
So really successful there, to be honest, from Sentinels. Not allowing KC to get close to any of the large ultimates. And that's very important. Lotus, I think, more than any map in the pool right now, is so ult cycle dependent, especially when with it being attack-sided and both orbs being accessible to the attackers too. It's a mixed bag of a buy, though, for KC. They've come into this bonus with some unusual weaponry. I'm interested to see if Magnum can get anything done with his Outlaw. He's the sole player holding back the A push, and SEN have committed 4 players to dominating that fight.
Yeah. 4 players with light armor too. Lots.
Yeah, that's a great point. Great point. 4 players that would die in 1 shot to Magnum.
There's that extra danger. So you can see the decision making being used here by Karmine Corp. This smoke setup as well just allows them to hide, play not quite an anti-flash position, but at least hiding from the initial haunt if there is a call from Sentinels to refight when the orb is tapped. Loading up the ult orbs onto narrate, making sure that Nightfall gets online.
You can see the pings over towards Rubble, pointing out the 3 main positions that somebody like TenZ would be playing if they got him posted up in an aggressive spot. So they're going to go through the motions there, making sure that they clear all of these angles. There is nobody home whatsoever on A.
Weird one, look at this. I mean, back and forth as the call's going for Karmine Corp. Looks like there's a lot of uncertainty.
I mean, SEN are basically just playing rotate through spawn right now. They're not trying to, you know, anticipate this so much as just
30 seconds.
rotate.
No way. Don't know what gave that one away. Still, it's a kill. All Sentinels, first kill going their way.
They've anticipated this pivot.
Up. Yep, they're looking for it and expecting it. Out towards B, smoke still, up into heaven. What's the call going to be here? With only 15 seconds left, the chance really to try and fight them aggressively. Haunt, broken, Boombot now, 11 seconds plan. Finally going down, but what is the fight? Yeah, right through. Sees, no connection. Second! Oh! The hopes and dreams torn away in this round. Shin, wrapped and caught. Cheeky flank timing.
Destroyed.
Not getting away with that.
That was a really bizarre round, though. SEN were rotating through spawn, off noise cues, off reads, and just trying to stack the correct position where KC would end. They're not worried about leaving holes because they're just trying to be hypermobile around the map. That can really bite you. If you're planning to play defense like that, sometimes if the attacking team just cuts noise, you're just running around having no idea where things are going to end. But the reads there from SEN were perfect. They got the right call on where KC were going every time.
Let's go, boys. Good job.
No damage on that bonus.
Yep, really good job, boys.
No damage, but a healthy buy on either side. Vibes Merchant making sure everything is in order. Here we go, TP4 is dashed across here, sees nade, everything being combined. Shin surely goes down, he gets a kill on second!
How's that happened?
How has he managed that?
He was caught dead to rights inside the C's nade.
To almost single digits, evacuation called. Tens backs away. So listen, call up the cartographer. Power lines being redrawn, but giving up space entirely of Rubble, not even posting the player up deep onto A. Kamakor giving it up.
Certainly very willing to rotate around the map themselves on the attack side. And SEN now a bit frozen in place, expecting this to be an A re-hit. Even when Sassy doesn't really spot anything over towards Rubble. Zelsis has all the utility here, but he is just one man.
He's caught here still with the Odin. It's a very big gun and a lot of targets to really choose. And beam down, spot it! Beaming, he does! But the Molly's into the back, he had no clue about it. Snake bite. Everything being utilized on top of it. Ruins his day there, but still getting to the position he was in. Pretty miraculous. He's made it an even job for Sentinels on this retake. 4 position of Magnum. He's hoping for an easy kill, maybe even a cheap one. One-way smoke, has to force out that paranoia early, so Magnum, he's done his job. Pulling out that util early, now backs away with the rest of his team so he can play side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Sentinels. This is Kamakor, comes down to the fundamentals, comes down to the aim, the battle being won! The Sentinels in charge of it all!
A 3v3 post plant where KC, in theory, could have planted anywhere, could have positioned anywhere, and SEN still got the site so easily. Bundling up the KC post planters into a tiny corner and landing that snakebite onto them after Ten's TP'd in behind the orb. This, amazing that Zelsis gets 2 out of that situation, but it basically just equalized part of the luck with Jin, I think, getting away with it at the start of the round.
Standing.
Yeah. But it's that snakebite combo there with Ten's being able to swing on top of it. It just looks really claustrophobic from KC in the post plant. They kind of gave SEN too much space there to do whatever they wanted. But that is 2 huge rounds in a row from SEN. One to make sure that they didn't take any damage from the bonus round, and the other to knock the economy of KC. If we're talking about Lotus being attack side, being momentum based, well, SEN have just stolen all of the wind out of KC's sails.
Essentially back-to-back gun rounds being won from the retake protocols. Not just that, I mean, they've earned themselves up to some pretty serious ults. Utility and kit looking nice and clean for SEN. They've got a showstopper. Zeken's not having a world-class game, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's sitting at 9 and 12, but he's doing his job and he's doing it well.
Yeah, I feel like though Tens has been that guy.
Oh yeah.
From map 1 to map 2, Tens' performance has been amazing. When they need him to get aggressive, like for example in that retake, John Cutie survives on the other side of the map. There's a Viper orb up in the middle of sight. They pop it up. That allows Tens to only focus on one angle, teleports forward, takes the one fight. Again, fighting off the back of John's utility. Bada bing, bada boom. He can do it all. You need an Omen entry? Call me up. That's Tens, man. He's looking awesome. He really is.
Fight over C early. Again, same smoke, but it is that weaker by a Carmine Core.
And you either need a really good set play to be able to push this one across the line, or you're looking to try and, do damage to the economy and draw out ultimates. Certainly B is the best site to fight with these more close-range weapons, like Magnum's Stinger and Martine's Judge. They haven't cleared Martine.
Oh, way! Tens! Adjustment of a lifetime. Snappy and precise, a bit labour towards the end, but I'll get the job done there. 10-7.
I mean, that was wild. Martin was just stuck in the corner with a judge there, but he got blinded up, and I don't think he realized that people were pushing through the door on him. Yeah. He probably had a couple freebies, but yeah, great adjustment from the Phantom 10s. They completely neutralized that round. This very reminiscent, actually, of one of the earlier rounds that we saw from KC, where Martin and Narrate pushed out through B, trying to find that timing. And here, Sentinels on defense, being proactive, clearing out that area in the mid-round and catching KC before they could set up.
Kamiko aiming to win that fight out, but they don't actually have anything planned for the Horns. Potential mistake there. Lots of pings to a variety of players. Kamiko, though, not dissuaded. Now with a nightfall. It's going to scatter, flow forwards here. Zelsis getting tagged. Same with John QT. They're not going to know how close these players potentially are with the alarm bot being broken. Sees into the back of the site. They really don't have a clue. Zelsis spraying away and praying. Just hoping that the reinforcements arrive, but he backs himself into a deeper position, tucked to the back, still danger, vulnerable, no way in hell. Second showstopper, but there's players right behind him. They don't have a clue. Shut down, close to the corner, is shittily surviving, keeping his team alive in this round. It could go in any direction.
And the Rate is still struggling to get the plant down.
Some of these fights, the way it goes, I mean, flip a coin, you have a better chance of guessing. Still, up onto the ropes, that's Shin. Forwards. Do SEN expect it? Do SEN expect it? Do they expect it? They do not, John. Brought down. Angles watched. Forwards now. Sassy keen to take the fight, keen to trade it out. Through the box though. Couple of straight bullets and Sassy's dropped down. Everybody watching, and eventually the adjustments are there.
Well, that one was dangerous for Karmine Corp, but they come out on top. Magnum's position in pit ended up being so important. But there were moments all throughout that round where things could have flipped in either direction. So much of it coming down to timings that they find on one another. This, for example, not even a half clear from Zekken in that corner. Too many positions to try to guess at. Great aim from Magnum there. Big readjustment. Pulls KC back within 2. And they can start here to work some of their ults and start to build a bit of an economic cushion.
Be the win con. One away, Martin builds it up. Has the rocket. Prowler, Boombot. First wave of util to dissuade it with the nanoswarms, both of them being deaded, and Celsius putting the Odin to good work. Look at that, spraying through into the angle. Timing. Both double swinging through, but they're vulnerable now. The nade goes flying forwards. A connection. Celsius couldn't withstand it. Now with the lockdown as well, you have to respect it. Sassy's overstaying his welcome, praying that somebody would open himself up into that sight line.
The plant for Mound this time, instead of the more claustrophobic one on site, allows KC to play 2 layers of this, and they still have Martin's showstopper to work with.
Surely they win it. Well, looks incredibly favoured. At least with the ults. Horns. What's the back? Sentinels are already in. Showstopper. No one to break it. Couldn't let loose with the Prowler, the fuse burning away. Half into it. It's a gamble. John QT. He finds it, still 4 versus 4. What other util did he really have? They've got to play it side by side. Time working against them. Paranoia, 10s went in for the timing. He flips the switch and now moves forward. But so do Karmine Corp. So do Karmine Corp. In complete control of the front section of the site, and a decision is made for him. John QT hightailing it out of there.
Well played by KC. Adapting to what TenZ was trying to go for. Sentinels, you could see, were expecting KC to have already fallen back to Mound. They thought that they had the site roughly for free as soon as Martin got picked off after using his showstopper. That was not the case. Both teams really messing with expectations. And it's Celsius, a headshot through the wall there that actually sets up the nade kill. A little unfortunate. But both of these teams are looking sharp. It's mind games on mind games in these retake post-plant situations. But Celsius once more has been left alone over towards C, and KC, like 5 hungry wolves, staring towards a snack on the C site.
Just that, I mean, vacuuming up these orbs. Granted, and given the C mound area basically every single time. There's no plan in action for Sentinels. They did manage to take rubble over towards 8, so they've got 10s posted.
And we haven't actually seen 10s in this position before. We know that KC have got protocols to clear this out. We just haven't seen the fight actually occur. Oh, do they believe that TenZ is not on top of rubble because they've seen Zekken?
They're not going to use a volley to clear it. One way.
They do not like what they've seen.
No.
they're happy to return back over to Magnum. He knows that there hasn't been any re-aggression on C.
See, Magnum did not give that one up already. Through forwards. Well, John QT, it's an unorthodox one, just playing closer to pillar here. Now sets down a Viper's Pit. This is a difficult one. Carmen Court, what chances do they have? What is the call to be made out forwards in front of it? Lucky to be alive. Still smokes on smokes. Who knows which direction this one's going to go into with a Nightfall now. They don't know anything. Adjusting Magnum! That is disgusting. Pretends he's forwards and through, eventually removing that pesky problem that is the IGL. 2 players, forwards to the right, has fallen. Shin, last alive. John QT, miraculous with the movement.
And SEN somehow get that one through, despite the fact that Magnum was able to pick off 3.
Way.
It looked great for SEN though. That opening kill from John QT to be able to get his pit online. I'm amazed, frankly, that KC even got the spike down, because there was so much pressure coming through there. Pit used, Nightfall used as well. That is excellent awareness. They've often been using Tomashi's smoke to be able to get into the C site, and John QT just reads that for the first kill. And a little whiffy towards the end from Narrate and Shin. Otherwise, Magnum had given them an opportunity. Devastation for Zeish. So 2 rounds ahead again. Maintaining the lead are Sentinels.
Yusha making the difference in so many of these moments. Acro game being called from either of these sides. It's a good one. Both the IGLs going to be working overtime to try and get that edge.
Into C again.
Celsius. Really deep off angle. There was a chance he could have been punished, but safety for now at least. But the snakebite fades. And here's the second go of things. Prowler, Satchels, up above, doesn't expect it. Stinger, exactly where it's favored. Close quarter combat. They don't have to sight just yet. They know where John QT is. John needs some help. John needs some help here. Swinging wide. Sassy will be punished for it. Casualty. Line of fire and the line of action here. It is a bit futile is what it feels like. Carmen Core only just getting ground underneath them. Plans, paranoia, that forces it out, and a satchel forward, smoke fading away. Martin! Oh, he's on one right now, on for the ace. One more. We'll do it. John QT.
Spotted.
1v3. Spotted and shut down.
That's a wild situation. I mean, Sentinels realize that Tomashi is 1 away from being able to get his pit online, so they can't just allow him to go for the plant. They're forced to go aggressive. This entry, excellent from Martin, and wasn't really expected in this spot. But yeah, they're forced to go for this level of aggression and run into Martin's Odin here because they need to deny the plant, otherwise they're going to be retaking into a pit. Unfortunately, they lose the round anyway, and now Tomashi has pit up for the next, and Sentinel's economy is getting stretched. I mean, look at this. 10 is at the top of the scoreboard, and my man's about to come into this round with a Sheriff.
Sheriff and half armor, Guardians, I mean, a few rifles, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's...
I'm gonna need someone to drop him a gun.
At least.
I mean, I know that he can get work done with the Sheriff, but you want to put your players that are in the aggressive positions in the best position possible. And here we see Sentinel's coaching staff taking the timeout, because this is crunch time. They have a chance here of being able to close out the series against the #1 seed from EMEA. Book their spot into playoffs, set themselves up, potentially as tournament favorites if they make it through Heretics and KC playing like this. Other teams will certainly be having words about that. But there would be little to doubt if they could close things out here.
Most people ahead of this tournament, Carmen Core Sentinels penned in as most likely finalists, really. The 2 teams that look the strongest coming into this event.
Been a banger of a game so far.
Yeah, so back and forth.
But I think you kind of have to favor KC's chances of being able to pull this round across the line. Now, C's fade combo, C's nade combo, very possible here.
Not using it. Horn though, again, nothing to deal with that one. Not sure what that lineup is, but
it's a different lineup actually. Sassy was throwing it previously from B, now throwing it from A. Still not getting broken.
SEN perfectly happy to follow that trail of noise. They've stacked it with a lot of their players. Prowler forwards, Martin satcheled in to clear that space and take up control of Tree. With them breaking the Prowler really does feel like an A hit, and it might still be so. Sees nade. Wrong timing taken for it. Guess what? They want to go forwards! Second! That's a snake bite that takes him down.
There's so many layers to that.
It really is. First wave of util, second with the paranoia and with the satchel. That has really put Sentinels in the driving seat.
But Magnum broke the alarm bot on B. No response from anybody there, so he's calling to narrate that B may be clear. Is Tomashi going to try to fake this with a pit or something? What are KC cooking? They had a free B site to go for, and they're still going A.
Coming in, Ten just walks forwards for the information. He's brought down 3 versus 3 still. 2 players at the back of the site. What is it called? Double face! And straight through and down. Equal parts on either side here. 1 left standing, it's Narrate. And a 1v3 to avoid his team being put on map point, on series point.
He's worried about Zelsis, but Zelsis is still tethered to his turret. 15 seconds less, 10. Just no chance, surely.
Anything taps it's hoping that a few of these players will be out wide and open!
Unbelievable!
This time!
Unbelievable!
Milliseconds available!
Zelsis is miles away. The Nightfall going to confirm that he's not playing towards Rubble.
Narrate, 9 bullets! Ridiculous!
That is one of the most important clutches that we've seen in the tournament so far. Narrate somehow saving his team. How does he line this one up? Unreal.
Get out of here. I mean, what was that? 0.3 on the timer or what? I don't even know.
Everything stacked against him.
No way. I mean, barely containing the edge, just like, okay, I'll be the stoic one.
Somehow, Eng expects that, apparently.
Yeah, not shocked.
None of us did.
God damn.
Magnum is buying an outlaw here to get his team up to map point, knowing that Sentinels are on an eco.
What's the save?
And the ults are all in favor of KC, really. There are still ults over on the side of Sen too. Do they choose to use them?
They're hard stacking. There's 5 players. I don't know what gives this read away. It just seems to be a gamble. Zelsis forwards.
Tens is set up for a paranoia. Are they going to try to clear this?
Yes, they're going to be trying to fight this one. Paranoia, forwards.
Haunt.
Broken. Tags it in the smoke, forward. Sancho's backwards, a boundless second. He let the rocket loose. And Sentinels, no way. From the jaws of defeat, they're trying to take it back. Magnum has taken so much damage in the mix of things. 3 HP. Spike, retrieved. Backing away, not quite. It's dropped down. And Sentinels, out of nowhere. You're joking.
That is utterly ridiculous. The 5-player gamble stack just at the perfect time. And not just that, but finding the play of the Haunt being broken. I mean, look at the way the Martin is playing that. They find the exact moment that KC were about to commit. All of them with utility in their hands, ready to exec. And Sen, the aggression pays off big time. They could not have found a bigger moment to slam the pressure back into KC. We're into this, the final round of regulation. It's already here. Shambolic buy for KC.
It's bottom of the barrel. It's all they're working with. It's desperation. Individuals need to step up to even stand a chance of staying in this series.
Emotional roller coaster doesn't even begin for the players there on stage. You go from elation to devastation.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Backing away from Tens there. Prowler connected. Gives them that space freely. Carmen Cordo, Spike in a different direction. Now Shin does have his ult. There's a chance he can pivot.
Martin has the showstopper, but he took 124 at the beginning of the round. He took a long-range phantom headshot.
Fake. Lockdown being used here to just try and make it feel like this. I mean, it's a good call. Sentinels have been playing super reactive off of the time cues, but the Lockdown's broken just from the minor amount of util. Now the showstopper, forwards Martin. He'll go down to the turret, he'll go down to the turret! He has to send him flying, poor Timmy! Lockdown, drop down, 30 seconds, spike can't be planted. That's desperation, it's frantic in nature, but eventually going to be sticking it. Shin backing away, Pit will stay up, and this retake is happening at a blistering pace. Forwards, Zelsis, dominating the angles, one tap to force out the util, but this could be it. All on the line for Carmine Core. And the calls are being made here, fighting up close, fighting forwards. All tucked away, Zelsis! The hopes and dreams ripped to pieces. Shin, desperate for it, tends forwards. And it can't come down to anything, Thomas Z. No chance, Sentinels have done it. The #1 seed taken out, Sen City here to play.
Oh, this might have been a 2-0. This match delivered. Those final moments are just bonkers. Sen being able to take this map with a 5-player gamble.